The other thing was on 235 now, which I thought was going to be the main topic. The budget is being approved, which makes the next few meetings where you're discussing the budget seem kind of redundant or moot. I mean, what would you be discussing if you've already approved it? But there was one item I was curious about, and actually there are about 50 items I'm curious about, but this is the main one. There's an item for open space debt that went from, and that's debt payments, and it went from $5,639,826 to $4,639,826. That's a $1 million decrease in a debt amount. It just seemed, I couldn't understand it, right? What is the reason for that reduction in the open space debt revenue that comes into the budget? That's it.
In terms of the budget here, the budget comments, before we get into specific line items, as you're, I'm sure, aware, and as meetings have been published, there will be a number of budget hearings covering all departments. The first one was Monday night at Union County Vocational School, and all members of the public are welcome to attend, and where the directors will give presentations on their budgets for their various departments. Any other comments from the public?
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry. I want to correct one thing.
Oh, yes.
I think Mr. Berry said that the budget is being adopted tonight. It's
Oh,
not, it is being introduced.
Right.
Has not been considered by this board yet. It's a procedural necessity that it be introduced before this board can consider it. And so his statement was wrong.
No, you're correct. This statement was wrong.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
And let's see, first I want to point out that Resolution 2014-235 is a resolution introducing and approving the annual budget of the County of Union for the fiscal year 2014. That's from the agenda. So I don't know what I was wrong about. I said you're approving the budget. And I don't know, I read this resolution, and maybe it's the word approving in there, but I got the opinion. I jumped to the conclusion that you were approving it. So I don't really see where I'm wrong here. And I had budget questions that, before that, this whole process of not answering questions in this time, that's not really the board. We're not asking questions of the board. I mean, who would, I think they pretty much figured out. I mean, unless it's like a where's the bathroom type question. I mean, you're not equipped to answer that kind of stuff. That's why you're a conduit to the people who might have the answers. And you're kind of blocking off that conduit. I mean, I'm not going to ask you about why you're spending $5.6 million as a revenue item on the open space trust fund in a budget. I don't know. I mean, you don't read the agenda. How are you going to read the budgets? Basically, I'll leave that part. So by not answering general questions like this, it leaves people only to go to New Jersey, to the state, and report on these things because you're not providing any answers. Specifically, what's bizarre, and I know I'm not going to get an answer, but I'll just repeat this again. By the exact same amount less $1 million is appropriated for debt in this budget from the Open Space Trust Fund. It looks like they're not even trying to hide it. They just lopped off of $1 million. That's money that's being misappropriated from the Open Space Trust Fund. In addition, another $2.4 million, which used to be $2.6 million, is going to pay parks maintenance. Again, a misappropriation. Now, the reason for that is the property values have dropped, so you have less money to work with. So you can't take any more, so that's why it's dropping. But these are made-up numbers. And ideally, I should bring this to your attention, then you go ask somebody about it. But unfortunately, it stops here. And that's too bad.
Well, sir, as someone who attends these meetings regularly and has been here doing the budget process as long as I've been here, you know as well as I know that the process of our budget is to introduce introduce the budget, and the vice chairman, who is our fiscal chairman, has asked that the directors of the various departments conduct budget hearings here as the public has been noticed of and can attend. You can record them if they want, and then you can see as the board asks questions of the budget, which we are fully capable of doing. In regards to your questions regarding specific items in the budget, my suggestion would be to attend those meetings and see the questions the board does ask, and at the time of adoption, we'll be happy to address more questions in detail. But as you're aware, as someone who's attended these hearings before, the budget is first put up by resolution, which has to be adopted, and then a budget ordinance is passed the statutory amount of time later, after, of course, the Freeholder Board is very qualified. Yes, we do read the agendas, look at the budget, and determine what changes we wish to make to the county manager's budget, because that is our prerogative as members of the board. Thank you. Any other members?